So Prince William just made the kind of move that did more than block one proposal. It basically redrew the entire map of who gets to represent the British monarchy, who gets to stand near the machinery of the crown, and who remains outside it no matter how close they are to the person wearing the crown. And the way he reportedly did it has left Queen Camilla in a position that is impossible to ignore. At the center of this entire situation was Tom Parker Bowles, Camilla's son, and a quiet but serious push to give him an official royal patron role. On the surface, that may sound harmless. A patron role sounds polite, charitable, and useful. But inside the monarchy, those roles carry meaning far beyond a nice title. A royal patron is not simply someone who attends a charity dinner and smiles for cameras. A royal patron becomes the public face of an institution. Their name, presence, and official support place the weight of the crown behind a charity, medical foundation, cultural body, or public organization. That is why this became such a major issue. Because Camilla had reportedly spent months trying to create space for Tom Parker Bowles inside that world. And William, standing alongside Princess Anne, did not only say no. They dismantled the entire argument. They challenged the process. They questioned the precedent. They exposed the constitutional danger. And by the time the discussion was over, Camilla reportedly had to withdraw the proposal completely and step away from the negotiations. But the most important part is not only that they blocked it. It is how they blocked it. It is what they offered instead. And it is what this whole confrontation reveals about who truly understands the royal system right now. Before we go deeper, if you are new here on Crown Watch, hit subscribe so you do not miss these breakdowns. We cover royal dynamics the way they actually unfold, not just the clean palace version. So let us begin with what Camilla was reportedly trying to do, because this was not just a mother wanting a nice honorary title for her son. Tom Parker Bowles is 50 years old, born in 1974, and he has spent his entire adult life outside the official royal structure. He is not a working royal. He is not in the line of succession. He has no constitutional function. He is not funded as a royal representative. He is a food writer, critic, author, and media figure who built his own career in the culinary and publishing world. That matters because, unlike the Windsors, Tom has never been formally tied to state duty. He has lived as a private citizen, even though his mother became queen consort. But from Camilla's perspective, that may have made him useful. The working royal roster has become dangerously thin. Prince Harry is in California, completely removed from royal duties. Prince Andrew has been pushed out of public life because of scandal. King Charles is 76 and battling cancer, with his schedule restricted by medical necessity. The number of people available to handle patronages, state events, charity visits, ceremonial appearances, and public engagements has dropped to a small core. And that small core is under serious pressure. Princess Anne continues carrying a huge workload. William and Catherine are balancing future responsibilities, family life, and health concerns. Edward and Sophie are useful, but even they cannot cover everything. The monarchy has thousands of relationships with charities, military organizations, cultural institutions, and public bodies. Every visit matters. Every letter matters. Every patronage matters. So Camilla reportedly looked at that shortage and saw an opening. Her argument behind palace doors was said to be practical. The monarchy needed reinforcements. The current working royals were under too much strain. The institution needed flexibility. Instead of clinging to rigid old boundaries, she allegedly believed the palace should adapt to a modern blended family. And in that argument, Tom Parker Bowles became the proposed solution. He was experienced with media. He was comfortable in public. He had his own career. He had name recognition. He had a connection to the Queen Consort. He was not a stranger to charity circles or public events. To Camilla, he may have seemed like a logical support figure who could take on selected high-profile patronages without needing to become a full working royal. From a purely logistical angle, you can almost see how someone might try to sell it. The monarchy is short-staffed. The king is unwell. The workload is heavy. Here is a capable person already connected to the royal household. Why not use him? But that is exactly where William and reportedly drew a hard line. Because they were not looking at this as a staffing problem. They were looking at it as a constitutional boundary problem. And once you understand what a royal patronage truly represents, their reaction makes a lot more sense. A royal patronage is not a celebrity endorsement. It is not like a famous actor becoming the face of a campaign. When a royal becomes patron of a charity, a foundation, or a military body, the organization receives more than attention. It receives symbolic validation from the crown. The presence of a royal patron tells the public that this institution has been lifted into a special space of trust. It carries legitimacy because the royal figure is not acting as a private celebrity. They are acting as someone connected to national service. For generations, this system has worked because everyone understood one thing. A royal patron represents the crown because they belong to the constitutional royal structure. They are either the sovereign, a direct bloodline member, or a senior working royal whose life has been formally shaped around service to the state. That is why Tom Parker Bowles created a problem. If Tom were granted an official royal patron role, the monarchy would be quietly acknowledging him as a representative of the royal house. The public would see him attached to organizations under royal authority. Media outlets would call him a royal patron. Charities would use his name in ways connected to the crown. And slowly, the line would blur. Is he private family? Is he official family? Is he representing his mother? Is he representing the monarchy? That confusion is exactly what William and reportedly wanted to avoid. Because the monarchy's legitimacy depends on clear boundaries. The working roles of the royal family are supposed to follow a disciplined path. The sovereign, the direct heirs, the senior bloodline members, and those who have made lifelong public service their responsibility. To introduce a non-bloodline extended family member into the official fabric would send a dangerous message. It would suggest that royal privilege can be expanded through marriage, personal favor, and household influence. And once that message exists, it becomes almost impossible to control. If the son of a queen consort can represent the crown today, what stops the relatives of future queens or kings from asking for similar treatment tomorrow? What stops stepchildren, in-laws, cousins by marriage, or private family friends from being pushed toward symbolic royal spaces because they are useful, visible, or personally favored? That is why William and Anne did not treat this as a small favor. They treated it as a precedent. And precedent is everything inside monarchy. When the proposal reached the point where it needed serious approval, William and reportedly refused to sign it. But they were careful. They did not simply attack Tom as a person. They attacked the process. That was the smart move. Instead of making it emotional, they made it institutional. They demanded a full review of the vetting procedure. They questioned whether the proposal had gone through the proper royal councils. They asked whether senior advisors had been given enough time to examine the constitutional consequences. They challenged whether normal safeguards had been bypassed or accelerated because of Camilla's personal influence. That question changed everything. Because in ordinary circumstances, appointing a royal patron is not casual. It requires background checks, reputational review, constitutional analysis, and agreement from the appropriate offices. The process exists to prevent favoritism, conflicts of interest, and blurred authority. William and reportedly forced everyone to confront the uncomfortable point. Had this proposal truly gone through the normal machinery, or had it been pushed forward because Camilla wanted it? The moment that question entered the room, the entire proposal became weaker. Because if the usual safeguards were not fully used, then the appointment could no longer be defended as a clean institutional decision. It became vulnerable to accusations of nepotism and personal influence. And inside the monarchy, that is a dangerous place to stand. The palace then split into two camps. On one side stood Camilla's supporters. They argued that this was modern, reasonable, and necessary. Their position was that Tom had his own career, his own charitable interests, and his own public credibility. They believed a modern monarchy should be flexible enough to use capable people in the extended royal orbit, especially during a period of limited manpower. They also argued that the public might accept it if the outcome helped national charities continue receiving support. On the other side stood William and senior civil servants and traditionalist courtiers. Their argument was simple but powerful. Patronages connected to the crown carry symbolic and constitutional weight that cannot be treated as a staffing shortcut. The monarchy has survived because it keeps private family relationships separate from public state authority. A person can be loved privately without being elevated publicly. A person can attend family gatherings without representing the crown. A person can be close to the king or queen without becoming part of the monarchy's official machinery. That separation is not coldness. It is protection. And Princess Anne's involvement made the opposition much harder to dismiss. 4 decades, and has been one of the most disciplined defenders of royal protocol. She is not known for drama. She is not known for emotional speeches. She is known for work, duty, consistency, and a deep respect for the rules that keep monarchy stable. To Anne, procedure is not boring paperwork. It is the structure that protects the crown from becoming a private family business. Her voice carries the weight of 50 years of relentless service. When she insisted that the proposal needed formal council review, nobody could dismiss her as sentimental, jealous, or petty. She has earned the right to speak on institutional discipline. And her position reportedly made one thing clear. Rules exist precisely so personal influence cannot overpower the responsibilities of the state. Critics of Camilla's proposal also used a strong historical argument. In the past, when lesser-known or non-working members of the royal bloodline were given limited public roles, those roles were tightly controlled. Even then, they remained connected to the bloodline and were framed through constitutional accountability. But Tom Parker Bowles was different. He is not a bloodline Windsor. He is the son of the Queen Consort from her first marriage. To place him in a high-profile royal patron role would be a major departure from modern royal tradition. And the question that reportedly echoed through the palace was this: if the rules can bend here, where do they stop bending? If a stepson can represent the crown, does the monarchy become a loose collection of private interests? That was the deadlock. Camilla's camp argued for modernization and flexibility. William and argued for constitutional integrity and precedent. Then William made the move that shifted the entire argument. Instead of only blocking Camilla's proposal and leaving the manpower crisis unresolved, he offered an alternative plan that fit perfectly with his vision of a streamlined monarchy. He looked inside the direct family structure and proposed Peter Phillips, the oldest grandson of Queen Elizabeth II and the son of Princess Anne, alongside his new wife, Harriet Spurling. This was a tactical masterstroke. Peter Phillips occupies a unique position. He has royal bloodline legitimacy, but he has lived largely in the civilian world. He has never carried a formal royal title, but he has represented the family name with restraint and dignity. He has built a successful professional life, with more than 20 years of experience in corporate settings, including Jaguar, Williams Formula One, and SEL UK. That experience is not decorative. It matters. Modern charities need strong communication, fundraising strategy, event planning, corporate discipline, and public trust. Peter understands the business and organizational world in a way many traditional royals do not. Raised by Princess Anne to be independent, Peter also carries a kind of legitimacy that does not feel entitled. He is royal by blood, but not dependent on royal status. He has public familiarity without the baggage of trying to become a working royal. His lifelong connection to William also makes him trusted. He understands the royal family from the inside, but he has also lived enough outside it to know how public institutions operate in the modern world. Then came the even smarter part: Harriet Spurling. Harriet is a pediatric nurse, meaning she brings real frontline medical experience and practical knowledge of child health. That fits naturally with one of the monarchy's most important modern projects. Catherine's work on early childhood development and children's mental health through the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood. With Catherine balancing recovery, motherhood, public duty, and future queen responsibilities, the palace needed a way to support those campaigns without placing more pressure on her. Harriet offered exactly that. Not as a replacement for Catherine, but as a specialized support figure. Someone with relevant experience. Someone connected to the royal bloodline through marriage. Someone able to contribute without demanding title, funding, or status. That is what William and reportedly built, an associate royals model. Under this framework, Peter and Harriet would not receive public money. They would not become full working royals. They would not take aristocratic titles. They would not create a new taxpayer burden. They would act as specialized volunteer ambassadors for selected high-priority campaigns. Every appearance would be vetted in advance. Every statement would be cleared. Every charitable role would remain limited and controlled. And crucially, the boundary between royal service and private business would stay intact. When Peter acts in his corporate life, he cannot use royal branding. When he and Harriet support charitable work, they do so as volunteering family members under controlled visibility, not as independent royal operators. That is what made William's counterproposal so devastating for Camilla's side. Her proposal required bending expectations, blurring non-bloodline boundaries, and creating a precedent that could cause trouble for generations. William's proposal solved the staffing argument without bending the rules. It cost the public nothing. It required no official titles. It used bloodline legitimacy. It supported real charitable needs. It protected Catherine's work. And it avoided placing Camilla's private family inside the machinery of the crown. In one move, William neutralized the central claim that Tom Parker Bowles was necessary. Camilla had reportedly argued that the working royals were under unsustainable pressure and the monarchy had a capacity crisis. William's response was clear. Here are two people from within the family structure, properly positioned, properly limited, ready to help, and requiring no constitutional risk. So what is the problem now? The answer was uncomfortable. The problem was no longer staffing. The problem was that Camilla's son was not the solution. Faced with the united front of William and Anne, and confronted by a cleaner bloodline-backed alternative, the proposal to elevate Tom Parker Bowles collapsed. Any further attempt to push it would have risked a formal constitutional debate inside royal councils, and that could have made the issue public in a damaging way. So Camilla reportedly withdrew the recommendation. She walked away from the negotiations. And the bid to give her son an official piece of the royal apparatus was permanently cancelled. King Charles was reportedly satisfied with the outcome. And honestly, that makes sense. His reign has been a constant balancing act between the emotional reality of his blended family and the strict demands of the crown. William and Anne's strategy gave him a way out without forcing him into a direct personal rejection of his wife. The system held. The process worked. The boundary remained standing. Charles was also said to be pleased by the deeper integration of Peter and Harriet into a voluntary support network. Their willingness to serve without pay, titles, or public burden could be framed as intergenerational unity within the direct royal family. Catherine was reportedly pleased as well, especially because Harriet's pediatric background could strengthen early childhood and health-related campaigns without turning the work into a spectacle. For Peter and Harriet, the opportunity to serve in a targeted professional capacity was reportedly accepted with humility and honor. They could contribute to national charitable work without demanding aristocratic status or formal public funding. So what does this entire episode tell us? It tells us the defeat of the Parker Bowles proposal was not about hatred toward Tom. It was not simply a petty family dispute. It was a defense of constitutional integrity, led by the two people who understand discipline better than almost anyone in the family, Princess Anne and Prince William, and has spent 50 years proving that service matters more than attention. William has spent years making clear that the official royal family must be separated from the extended family of Queen Camilla. His position appears consistent. Camilla is queen consort and deserves the respect of that office. But her children and relatives from her previous marriage must remain private citizens. They may attend private family events. They may be respected socially. They may be loved personally. But they do not represent the crown. That boundary matters. Because once it softens, even slightly, the credibility of the monarchy starts to erode. This conflict clarified something important. The monarchy can adapt to logistical pressure, but it cannot sacrifice bloodline accountability, institutional separation, and constitutional clarity for convenience. The rejection of Camilla's initiative drew a line that may shape the institution for years. It reminded everyone inside the palace that personal influence may rise behind closed doors, but duty and tradition decide what survives. And the most telling detail is simple. Camilla said there was a crisis. William and solved it without her son. The crisis disappeared. The work continued. The boundaries held. That is not just a political victory. It is a statement about who understands how to operate the machinery of monarchy and who tried to use that machinery for reasons that had more to do with private family influence than institutional need. The keys to the kingdom remain exactly where they have always been, in the hands of those who carry the weight of the crown, not those who simply stand close to it.